corruption isn't just political, it's economic too. When public funds are misused and systems fail, it weakens confidence in government and markets alike. Now, the cost isn't just in pesos, it's in lost trust, lower investment, and slower growth. To break down how corruption erodes the economy and what reforms can restore confidence, we're joined by former BIR Commissioner Kim Jacinto-Henares. Hi, Kim. Good morning.
Good morning to you and to your viewers and listeners.
Okay, Kim, we can ask people about this, how this administration is doing, but opinions are subjective. So let's focus on the numbers. They don't lie. When you look at the data, tax collections, foreign direct investments, and tourism arrivals, what do they tell you about the leadership and the will of this administration?
Well, I think the numbers tell you that there's really something wrong, no? Because since we got the 3 credit upgrade to investment grade during Pinoy's time, we have never been upgraded again, no? And secondly, our foreign direct investment compared to other countries is not doing well, no? We have always been perennially expecting that investment will be diverted to us, no? There were several movement, no, out of China, but we never caught that significant amount of investment. And the other thing is our budget. Before, we're always trying to depend more on revenue collection, lesser on debt. Now, our budget is funded 40% by debt, no? So that's tell you there's really something wrong.
Yeah, that's right. In the past, our budget was supported by revenue. Now it's being sustained by debt. What does this shift tell you about where we are fiscally and where we're headed as a country?
Or fiscally, because your debt, when you borrow, you still have to repay it. So the more borrowing you have, you will be doing a lot of debt service, diverting money from social program, from capex, no, capital expenditure, from infrastructure. So that tells you that uh, going forward, we will have less money to spend for our welfare of our people and for taking care of infrastructure, which is needed to attract foreign investment. And we don't have foreign investment, most probably also our domestic enterprise would not really invest into business also, therefore lowering also employment opportunities.
Yeah.
So it's a chain reaction.
Yeah, it's a chain reaction, goes to the cost of corruption. The U.S. State Department, again, describes corruption in the Philippines as pervasive. From a tax and investor standpoint, Kim, how big is the cost of corruption to growth and competitiveness in the Philippines?
Well, you can see that already in the slowing down of our GDP growth, no? And you can see that also in our tourism, it never really went up. Even after the pandemic, we never really was able to recover, no? And third, we keep on spending on something that we keep on repeating, no? Like, for example, you spend on infrastructure. I would think that when you spend for it once, you move to other project. But no, if you look at the way we do our infrastructure, you keep on repeating the same infrastructure project all over again, which is funny because it's supposed to be a capex, no? It's supposed to last for 50 years. So why do we see people digging up good street and repairing it again? So those
Yeah.
are things that, to me, are indicator that there's something wrong.
Yeah, that's right. You've been at the center of government, Kim, where accountability was part of that fight. From that vantage point, why does corruption keep coming back?
Well, I think there's really something wrong with us as a people, no? There's something wrong with our values, no? We give premium to wealth, to money, to being rich. And I think the culture of bribery and materialism is so pervasive that whoever you put there, it keeps on. If the people who are running the government are there not for public service but for their own material benefit, then corruption will keep on coming back. No?
Yeah.
And other thing is the reward for corruption. The immediate reward is so great. No, it's millions of pesos. Whereas your salary, no matter how you increase the salary of government official, it will never even reach 10% of what you will earn from illicit proceeds.
Yeah, it's so hard to earn an honest living. Kim, business leaders have told me that when the priority development assistance was scrapped for being pork barrel, lawmakers had to get creative. So they discovered that through insertions, that these insertions had no limits and no guardrail. So corruption came back with a vengeance. What are your thoughts on corruption being reinvented under another name?
It will, you know, history has shown us that if you want to do something bad, people will find ways, no, to do it. No matter what you try to do, no, if the person who's running it, they themselves does not have self-control, no. Especially if in the making laws, if the lawmaker are not sincere in serving their country, they will always craft laws that will have a loophole that will allow them to take advantage of it and benefit themselves. No? So it has to emanate from the person itself and the value that the person have
Yeah.
going to government service. It cannot really be addressed by laws and all those things because the law is crafted by people, and they would use their value to craft a law. Now, if their values are not good and they're really want to do something bad, they will craft laws that will allow them to
Yeah.
do something.
Going to checks and balances, we've got the BIR, we've got the COA, we've got the Ombudsman. They all hold part of the corruption process, but they often work in silos. Why can't these agencies connect the dots when red flags appear in both taxes and in spending?
I think the silo is really the bank secrecy law, no, because you cannot. The most important thing is to leave the bank secrecy law for government agencies so that they can really follow the money. But no matter how good your law are, if the person who are enforcing it or implementing it are not diligently implementing it and does not use common sense, then no matter how good your laws are, it will be the same. Like, for example, the anti-money laundering law already says that if you banks out or covered person will automatically report all transaction 500,000 pesos and above. And all these are automatically reported to AMLA. No? So what did AMLA do? I think that's the question. How come the people in Land Bank were able to allow people to withdraw 400 something million pesos in a single day? Right? Though
Yeah.
that should have already sent a red flag, and AMLA should have automatically investigated it already. But it seems like most things, we just keep on collecting data, but we're
Yeah.
not using it. So there.
Okay.
So,
On another front, former Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales said that she questions the president's no sacred cows pledge in the flood control controversy. For your experience at the BIR, how realistic is it to hold powerful people to account?
well, if the head of the agency wants to do that and has the political will to do it, it can be done. No? But of course, it needs also the support of the head of the government, no, which is the president. No?
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I think we're three branches of government. No, we have legislative and judiciary. Aside from the executive exerting its political will, the judiciary should also be exerting their political will. The same with the legislative. No, you cannot just have one body doing it. No,
Yeah.
because even the executive keep on filing cases, but if the judiciary does not do their bit, then nothing will happen.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about the new ombudsman. You attended the JBC public interviews for ombudsman earlier this year. Now that Justice Boying Remulla has been appointed, what would be his first real test?
Well, his first real test is to show that he's serious about investigating wrongdoing and that he's fair. No, uh, so that's really for him to show people that he deserved to be the ombudsman and that he will do what is required of him, as required by law and as required by our country. To make sure that people who committed wrongdoing are brought before the law, no, and held accountable.
Yeah. How important is it for him to act independently from Malacanang, and what will signal that independence to the public?
Well, the ombudsman is an independent commission, no? So I think the very aside from one of the very essence of being an ombudsman is being independent and doing what needs to be done given the certain situation. What will show his independence, I cannot tell. We just have to wait, no, and see what he will do, and from there make our own judgment.
Last question. Former Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales is suggesting that former congressman and the guy at the center of the corruption scandal, Zaldico's passport, be canceled, that he can be compelled to return and face charges. Would you support this approach?
Yes, actually, we've done that before. No? I think we can. The NDFA has the authority and the power to cancel the passport. They need not go to court. No? And I think, given all the situation, they have all the basis to to cancel that to cancel the passport. No, since ICI and Vince Dison, the PWH, has already filed cases with the ombudsman. No?
Okay, and before we let you go, Kim, what's your message to Filipinos, especially those cynical about the government's fight against corruption?
Well, I guess for me, all of us just need to also contribute to this fight. No? That, like for example, I've been a banker asked me what my opinion is about the central bank circular about the 500,000 cash withdrawal. No? And they said there are clients who are complaining. My take is that all of us should contribute to trying to fight this corruption. No? It might be inconvenient for us, but it's a small way for us to help. Right, we keep on complaining about corruption, but this is one way to help fight corruption. It might be inconvenient, so we have to invest in it, no? Invest our time, invest our effort if we really want to fight corruption. No? This is not an easy fight. All of us has to do something, and that something might be inconvenient for us, but if we want result, we should be willing to live with that inconvenience. No?
That's right. All of us can do something in the fight against corruption. Thank you so much for your time, former BIR Commissioner Kim Jacinto-Henares.
Thank you for inviting me.